have you positioned your offer to your target market? Is it in the right place? I've got a cool little triangle I'm going to show you that talks through how to work out whether your product is placed in the right spot. You might be making it too cheap, or you might be saying that it's high value, but your pricing doesn't indicate that. Let's take a look. I have lost count of how many clients I've had to talk through this, because quite often we so undervalue ourselves and make our pricing really low and cheap, thinking that it's going to give someone a bargain, or we make ourselves completely mid-range and then end up competing against a whole lot of other people. So let's just talk through this. There is a real place for low and cheap offers. I often call it like the Kmart. There's a huge target market for this group of people. It's low on individual time because you're going to have to mass produce. So you're not having to do a lot of individual making. If you're doing individual making, shouldn't be here. It's often low margins though too, because it's all about buying in bulk. So it means that you're having to sell a lot of product, which means your risk might be higher if you're having to get that. It's mass produced often, and it's going to be cheap. It's going to feel cheap as well. And that's really key here. If we move further up, there's the mid-range pricing here. This can be for one-to-ones and groups, or a better kind of mid-range product level. It's the most competitive market because that's where people mainly go, and it can be around your skill-based pricing if you're a service provider. It's often a good size audience, which means that it's easier to find your target market within that. And generally, if you've done it right, there should be profitable margins, but it won't be like super sonically value paced. It's going to be more your skill-based price. It's a comfortable range. And I definitely have sat in here for quite some time. And I feel like I'm moving up. I've moved up recently. We're all going on a journey with these, right? The last one is the exclusive. Now, the thing I really want to show you is that down here, the audience is big. And as we further go up the triangle, the audience gets smaller. So I have a client, I've got two clients actually, who've got very price sensitive. They like paying down here, but the market is really small. So to create something that is high value, it's very hard for that person to create a very effective business with the small market, but very price sensitive. So what we've done is we've spread out those prices, or we've spread out that market, and we've made the market bigger. So we've looked at a bigger market to keep the prices down in that price sensitive space. Another option would be that you need to find a way to add on value to people who are price sensitive if you've got a small group here. And then they'll pay more. So this area here often have higher margins, which is better for you as a business, but it is a smaller audience and more competitive because it's tiny, and they're often competing with other exclusive brands. You need to have really high brand value for people to trust you, value-based pricing. It's often more bespoke, and you tend to have small groups.